Welcome guys to a brand new stream on Linux and Bash scripting, and I really wanted to do this stream with you guys. If we go to just Linux and Bash scripting in general, what this is I discussed this before. Bash scripting is a powerful way to automate tasks which you need to execute on a computer. Basically, it just allows you to automate. Put simply, a bash script is just a collection of bash commands which are kept in a text file. You run it, execute it, and it just automates your thing. Uh, Now, what is Linux and its bash? Bash is a command line interface, shell program used extensively in Linux and Mac OS. The name bash is an acronym for Born Again Shell, developed in 1989 as a successor to the Bourne shell. Okay, so what is um, do bash scripts run on Linux? Using bash or sh to run bash scripts on Linux, you must have git bash installed if you are using Windows. For Linux and Mac OS, bash is installed by default. Okay, so I'm gonna have a Windows machine, and I'm gonna show you the whole process. We're just trying to go from very beginner scratch all the way to some level of practice and expertise. So what I'm gonna be doing is, first of all, to have everything set up. Here's a step-by-step guide for getting started with Linux and Bash scripting on your Windows 11 machine with examples and exercises along the way. Again, I'm using AI to learn. So this is like the core crux of these live streams these days, using AI as much as possible, and I want you guys to learn how to effectively use and learn through artificial intelligence, right? And these are reasoning models. So just like how we use search engines, these are reasoning engines, and we're supposed to be using these as well along our journey of software development and education. So if we look over here, set up a Linux environment on Windows. If you install Windows subsystem for Linux, I did this last time in my earlier streams. If you do not have WSL, I would recommend going and checking out one of the videos which has bash scripting in it, and I have showed you the process. Open PowerShell as administrator, so I'm just going to open up PowerShell. Okay. I didn't open it up as administrator, but I could do that again. So if I go here, PowerShell, and then I'm gonna right click here, and I'm gonna say run as administrator. Now this is gonna open it up like this. What we could do here is a run wsl-install. This command installs WSL along with a default Linux distribution, usually Ubuntu. So what happens after that is we set up Ubuntu on your preferred distribution. Open the Ubuntu app from your start menu or another distribution if you choose one, and then follow the on-screen setup prompts to create a username and password. So I have WSL, so what I'm going to do is even if I type in WSL install, which is basically Windows subsystem for Linux, right? Okay, so let me just go back here. So you would see Ubuntu is already installed and it's launching Ubuntu. Okay, this is the distribution of Linux. There's a lot of distributions out there, and this is one of it. Okay, and then you could have just one second. Let me put this right on the side, and I'll put this on the left. Okay, so we're logged in our Linux machine. So you could see over here. Let me just put this on the other side. Make sure, like we have. Right, look over here. Were basically Ubuntu is already installed. We're launching Ubuntu to run a command as administrator. User root. Use sudo command cman sudo root for details. So basically, this is really cool. If I do clear, look at this. So this is my name, and then add desktop, and then we have the name for the desktop. This is my Linux machine inside my Windows system. So um, after verify installation, once you're in the Ubuntu terminal, try some basic Linux commands like, let's suppose ls is basically used to list some items. Clear is used to clear the terminal. Pwd is like the print working directory. So basically we're in the folder home/har. So we're basically in the hars folder. And if you go to echo, so if I say echo and then I put in some kind of text over here like hello, and I say Linux, okay, this would return hello Linux. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now cls is a command in Windows and clear is the command on Linux. Familiarize yourself with basic Linux commands. Familiarize yourself with the following commands as they'll form the foundation of your Linux and Bash scripting knowledge. Now, Linux, remember, is the operating system. Bash scripting is the art of automating tasks, right? So list files and directories. So suppose if we ls, list files in the current directory. If I say ls-l, list files with details, and ls-a, list all files including hidden ones. Now the thing is, I do not have any file, and that's why when I ls, there's nothing. If I could create a file using touch, now I could create a file something like, let's say sample.txt. If I do this, this creates a file. The way I could view it is if I do ls, I could see that. If I say ls hyphen, ls hyphen l, this is basically this file with details. So you can see total 0 bytes, and then we have minus hyphen rw hyphen r hyphen r. I don't know. Then basically it's giving you the timestamp and the time, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, we have ls hyphen a. I think we tried that or not. Oh, sorry. ls hyphen a, and this gives you hidden files as well. So we have the sample.txt, but we have so many other files that we didn't even see before. There's docker.aws, .profile, .cube, .azure. Okay, and these files were the hidden ones. Okay, hidden ones. Navigate between directories. Now, this is also very classic and very easy. I think you should all know how to do it, and if I could get my clear right. You could do print working directory, which is print current working directory, and that's here. If you go to path to directory, change directory, and cd, go to home directory. So you could do cd tilde, will take you to the home directory. If I go and type in pwd, this is back in here in the CLS, all right? Now, we have up one level. If I want to go cd ... this would go up one level. Now, we're back at home. Initially, we were in the hardest folder, and if I go to if I type in print working directory now, you can see I'm in the home folder. If I type in ls, you can see I have a folder which is called Harris. And if I go and type in that command of cd Harris, I'm in the Harris folder. And now if I verify that, I can do pwd, and now I'm within the Harris folder. So this is how you navigate within Linux. Create and manipulate files and directories. Remember, mkdir, it creates a new directory or folder. Touch creates an empty file. mv old file.txt, rename or move file. So basically, if I say mv, and then I have the old file which was called, I think, 1 minute. Let me just, to view that file, you can say ls, that's sample, right? So if I say mv, which is, it's also used to move, but it's also used to rename. So if I say move sample.txt, and then I say change it to updated one.txt, okay? And I press enter, and now if I press in ls, that file has been renamed to updated one.txt, okay? If I want to remove that file, I use rm and then updated one, okay, .txt, and this is gone. If I clear this, if I type in list, it won't give anything because I have deleted that file. And if I want to remove an empty directory, I could remove it using this. So if I create a folder, let's suppose, to create a folder, you could use mkdir, make directory. And then within it, you could create new underscore folder, okay? Now, if I just typed in wrong commands. So if I type in ls, now I have a new folder. If I want to remove that folder, I can use rmdir, which is remove directory, and I say new underscore folder. This would remove that folder, and it's completely gone now. If I want to prove that, I could use ls, and it's gone forever, okay? Now we have exercise, create a directory named practice, okay? Navigate into it, create a new empty files, list them with details, and delete one. This is pretty easy. What we're going to do is we're going to create a directory. So first of all, ls means that we don't have anything. We go and create a directory using mkdir, and we type in practice. This is the name of our directory. Navigate into it using cd practice. Okay, and then once we're in, navigate into it, create a few empty files, list them with details, and delete one. So within the practice folder, we'll create some files. So we'll say touch file1.txt. I'll say touch file2.txt. I wonder what happens if I type in like this. Okay, so if I just add a space with it, let's see what happens. So if I type in CLR and I do ls, this creates 3 new files within my directory. That's pretty cool. You just add a space and you could add as many files as you want. Now we want to view them in full mode, right? We want to view them in detailed mode. So that command was basically -L. If I type in this, you can see that total 0 bytes, but these files have been created having their timestamps, the person who created the file, and other information regarding it. I think it's like access rights. Now, if you want to delete a file, again, super simple. You could use rm, and then you could use file, let's say 3.txt, and then it should remove it forever. Now, if I do pwd, and that's just print working directory, but if I ls, you could see that file has been deleted. This is pretty simple and easy stuff. View and edit files. This is very simple and very straight to the point. What we want to do is we want to have this option of view and edit files. So if we go and cat, this is how you view a file. So if I say file name.txt, I would display file contents. If I go in nano, file name.edit file, use Control X to save and exit. Okay. Exercise. Create a file named greeting.txt, open it with nano, add hello world, save and close, then view its contents using cat. Okay, so we're going to do this right now, this exercise. We understand that cat is used to display file contents. Okay, so if I say file1.txt and I try to do that, it has nothing. It was 0 bytes, so there's no content. Now we're going to create a file which is going to be called, 1 minute. So if I create a file using touch command, touch, and I create a file which is called greeting.txt. Okay. Now within that file, I want to open it with nano. So first of all, if I do cat greeting.txt, there's nothing, right? And if I actually, let's say, want to write within it, I say nano, and then I say greeting.txt. Now I'm opened up with a editor within Linux. So GNU Nano 7.2 greetings.txt. This is the version of the editor, and line 0 lines. Okay, so let's just add in the word hello world. Okay, how do you save this? Suppose I wrote this. I have to type in Control X and then to save and exit. So I'll say Control X. This basically saved modified buffer, and then I have to press in yes. Okay. Okay, and file name to write, and I have to press enter. Okay, so Control X, yes, and then enter, and this should save it. To prove that I have saved this file, 1 second, this terminal just went berserk. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to display it. If I want to display that file, I could use cat greeting.txt. And now you can see that hello world text is there. Cool. Then view its contents using cat. Okay, I think we're done with that. Write a sample bash script. Write simple bash script, sorry. Create your first bash script. These are easy to do. Open your terminal and type in nano first. Okay, so that's clear. Okay, open your terminal and type. If I did nano first, okay, right now if I do ls, we have 3 files. When I do nano greeting first script, let's say .sh, this is the extension for the bash script. This will create a file when I don't have it. Right now I don't have any contents. Inside the file, write this command. So this first thing, this shebang symbol along with /bin/bash tells that we're using bash script. There's different types of scripts. If you search different type of bash uh, bash languages, I believe that's what's it called. So you'll see that different types of bash languages. Let's see. It seems you might have slight misunderstanding. Bash isn't yeah, this is what I was different isn't a different type of language, but rather a specific type of shell within the Unix. Okay, now this is what I was trying to say. It's not a language, but it's a type of shell. Now, a shell is a program which provides a command line interface for interacting with an operating system. That's what we're basically using, a shell, right? Bash, born again shell, is one of the most popular and widely used shells in Linux and other Unix-like systems. Other types of shells, basically shells are programs, okay, that provide command line interface. So one is sh, which is born shell, the original Unix shell, which bash is based on. We have a Corn shell, which is KSH, another popular shell known for its advanced features and compatibility with Bourne shell scripts. We have Z shell, which is a powerful shell with advanced features like tab completion, globbing, and plugin support. And then we have S shell, which is a shell with syntax similar to C programming language. These are different types of shells, different types of programs that provide a command line interface for interacting with the operating system, right? Let's go back here and let's go back to this part where we were, updating that. So just one second. If I bring it back. Okay. So we're going to first of all add the shebang keyword. So one second. Okay. Yeah. I think it's better. Yeah, no word fragment. So better it's to, first of all, exclamation. So pound exclamation /bin/bash. This is the characters to tell that we're using the bash shell, okay? The born again shell. And then we're gonna type in echo, and then we're gonna say hello from my first script, okay? Exclamation mark. Save and close, then make the script executable. So to save it, remember Control X over here, it gives you a guideline. Control X is exit. So Control X, press Y, and then press Enter. This saves the script. So when you type in, let's suppose, you type in ls, it would show your first script set, okay, right there. So to make that script executable, what you want to do is you want to chmod +x, and then we want to type in the name of the file. So script.sh. Okay, this is now executable. To run the script, you would type in /name of the file, so which is basically first script.sh. If I run this, hello from my first script. Cool and concise. Add variables and user input. Modify first script. So to modify, you could use cat. That's basically displaying. So cat first_script.sh. This is just displaying what the contents were. Okay. Now if I want to go into it, I'll say nano, and then I would say first_script. Okay. And I'm back here. Interesting that it doesn't have anything. Okay. The reason why this happened is that I didn't put the extension, and it's just creating a new one. So if I exit and it says, would you want to save modified buffer? I would say no. Okay. And I would ls here. It won't add that. I wanted to view first_script.sh, and now it contains this stuff. Okay. So we want to modify this, and what we want to do is we want to add variables and user input. To add that, it's very simple. What we could do is, first of all, let's say enter your name, okay? And then I say read name. and then I write echo. Okay, so the first thing is enter your name. This is the variable that's being used to read input. Okay. After that, it would display the input. That's the variable name which is being used to read input from the terminal. After that, we will use hello, and then we put the $sign, and then we say name. Okay. Hello name. So whatever the name is, suppose we say Samuel. Hello name, welcome to bash scripting. Okay, one happened. Okay, bash scripting. Now we want to save this file, right? So we could say Control X, yes, enter. Okay, CLEAR, clear. To run the script, enter a name and observe the output. Practice editing it, add more messages or variables. So let's run that. To run it, we have to make the thing executable. I think it was. I already made it. So chmod, I'll just do it for practice purposes. You know, the more you type it, it's just better. So if this is just going to give you practice, although I feel like maybe it should have worked. So chmod +x first underscore script.sh. After that, we want to run it using / first underscore script.sh. Enter your name, let's suppose Sammy, and they say, hello Sammy, welcome to bash scripting. Okay, so practice with control statements, if else statements. You could create another file and just add that, and loops, and some other things. I would prefer doing this quickly. I've done this, I think, in the beginning, last time too, but let's just, okay, clear. Okay, we could create another file. I'll say, if we have the first thing, which is called first script, I'll call it second script. So I'll say touch second, or instead of touch, that just adds more commands. Say nano second underscore script dot sh. Okay. Now when you do nanosecond underscore script dot sh, right, this would open it up here, and then you could add in the command, which is the shebang, and then we say bin and then bash, and then in here we could have an echo, enter a number. This is a conditional, and then we have a read number, get the number from the user. If that number, so we'd say if in the square brackets say num is greater than, okay, gt 10, what we do is semicolon, then what do we do is we could write in a tab and we say echo, and then we say the number is greater than 10. Okay. Else, what we could do is we could say echo, and then we have the number is 10 or less. Okay. And then this last character phi is the thing that ends the conditional. Save this as check number.sh, make it executable, and test it with different numbers. Okay, now I didn't save it with that number, that name of the file. I'll show you how to modify it. So phi is the ending, and then we have Control X, and then what, yes, and then press enter. Now if I do, I remember the way to rename was, I think it was, because RM is for removing it, and MV is for moving or renaming. So if you say MV, thing is called second underscore script dot sh, and then we could rename it to check underscore number. Just put the number, the other one, dot sh. This should execute properly, and when you press in ls, it changed to check number dot sh. Now you want this executable, you would have to do chmod +x first, or whatever the name was. So it's a check underscore number dot sh. Okay, now just out of curiosity, what does chmod mean? Okay, chmod +x just makes the file executable. You should what? Be able to execute it after you move to another machine. If it doesn't, you can run that command there. So makes a file executable. Okay, you should be able to execute it after you move to another machine. Now again, change mode. Chmod means change mode. The chmod or change mode command allows an administrator to set or modify a file's permissions. Every Unix Linux file has an owner user and an owner group attached to it, and every file has permissions associated with it. The permissions are as follows: read, write, or execute. Okay, now there's a lot of things, right? So chmod plus w, the operator determines whether to add, remove, or explicitly set the particular permissions. The mods are read, write, or execute. So this is X for execute. What we're doing, plus X is for execute, plus R is for read, and plus W is for writing modes. So that's exactly what we're doing, chmod plus X, and then we're executing, So change mode, what's it called? Uh, change mode to executing, and then we basically allow it to be executable. Let's go back here and chmod plus X, which is change mode to executable, and check underscore number dot sh. Press enter, dot slash, and then we say check underscore number dot sh, and now enter a number. Let's suppose something greater than 10. We're gonna make 1001. And what happened here is that in line number 4, command not found, the number is 10 or less. So we got some issue here. If I go here to, there's a programming error here. So if I go to the file ls, which is check number, I'll go to nano, I'll say check underscore number dot sh. Now we have an issue here. If we look at it, we have echo enter a number, read num. Okay, then echo the number is greater than, else this, and then phi. It should be correct. Let's just see what we're missing here. So enter number, and then after I read num, if that number is greater than 10. Okay, I don't know, there's a space here, but I don't think so that really matters. You know, and then we have echo, the number is greater than 10, else we have this, and then we have this. This should work. Control X, save, and then file name to write. You could actually update the file as well, but check underscore number. Chmod plus X executable, and then we have first. What is it called? Check underscore number sh, and then we have what is it called? Dot slash check underscore number dot sh. Let's say 1. Okay, so now I fixed it. I guess those spaces did matter. Enter a number. When I made 202, the number is greater than 10. When I run this command again and I put a number, let's suppose 6 or 4, the number is 10 or less. It corrects itself and it works. Now save this as check number.sh to make it executable and test it with different numbers. Now let's talk about loops for different loops. We have a for loop that is basically from 1 to 5. We have an iteration from 1 to 5. While loop is like, so this is like do, and then we have done. While loop, so this is like when we know beforehand how many iterations we have to do, and this is like when we do not know how many times we have to execute. So while loops come in handy when we do not know how many iterations beforehand. So we have count is equal to 1, and then we have while count is less than equal to 5, all right? So whenever it's equal to 5 or less than equal to 5, less than equal to 5, okay, yeah, it's less than or equal to 5. It's gonna count is count, and then it's gonna increment the count. So it's gonna count till 5, and then once it's 6, it's gonna break out this loop. Create scripts for both loops and run them. Experiment with different loop ranges and conditions. Okay, so we're gonna quickly just just show you the gist of this, I'm gonna create a new file which is gonna be called for loop underscore loop dot sh. Inside of it, I'm gonna have the shebang characters. So it's a pound exclamation bin, and then we have bash. After that, we have a for loop. It starts with I in this range, which is from 1 dot dot all. It's just 2 dots to 5. After that, we have a do, and then within that we have a tab. Basically, you could add a tab. I normally like tabs, 4 spaces tabs. People have issues with 2 space tabs or versus 4 space. I don't really care, but I like 4 spaces. Iteration, but it really doesn't matter actually. So we have loop iteration and we have $I. This is where you could define your number, and after that you could just say done. Now if I exit this, save it, and execute it, change mode, executable loop for loop .sh, and then if I want to run it using / for underscore loop .sh, and there you go, iteration, loop iteration 1, 2, all the way to 5. While loop practice nano, and we have while underscore loop .sh. We have a pound exclamation / bin / bash. Inside we have a count variable, and then we have a while loop. Again, this is important. We're supposed to put spaces. For some reason, I didn't have had an issue. So if the count is less than equal to 5, we want to run whatever's inside the loop. So what is inside the loop? We say do, and then we have an echo, and then we say count, C-O-U-N-T, is, and then we have the count. So I could put a dollar and say count, okay? After that, we'd have the iteration over here. So what count is, and then whatever it's going to be 1, and then it's going to increment. So we have these round brackets like this, and then we have plus plus, and we have done over here. So if I exit this out, so exit, yes, enter, and clear, and then I say, what I would have essentially say is I would first make it executable. Change mod or change mode to an executable while underscore loop .sh, and after that we want to run it using /chmod, or not chmod. So while underscore loop .sh, I think so. And then, okay, I did something wrong. I forgot on line 3 missing some kind of backtick. Okay, so let's go back to nano, and while underscore loop .sh. Remember, this is just no mouse involvement. It's all keyboard. Count is equal to 1. Just make sure you have a good keyboard when typing and performing bash scripting within Linux. Count is equal to 1 while count is less than or equal to 5. Again, this is the thing. These spaces really matter. Wow, I didn't even know that. And then you just have that deleted, Control X, save, enter, and it should work. And now the thing is, if let's suppose I made it executable, I say /, it should still work. Just an experiment. You could check it out. While underscore loop .sh, and there you go. Count all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just want to make sure that the stream is working. Views are there. Okay, hope everyone's there. Okay, so now after that, let's do work with file and directory operations and scripts. Okay, so how do you go about this? And yeah, so let's just quickly complete this, and we're basically almost there. Work with file and directory operations. in scripts. Write a script that Okay. We're basically going to work with file and directory operations. Inside this script, we're going to write a script that automates file management tasks, such as moving files based on their extensions. The example script organizes files by extension. Okay? Play some example files in the directory and run this script to see how it organizes them. Okay, so let's check out. Over here we have some files like JPEG, PNG. Then we want to put them in a folder called images. If they're text files or PDFs, we want to put them in a file called documents. But if they're files just like normal other files, we'll put it in like that. So it's like, suppose, let's say ls. Right now, look how clunky and dirty it looks like. Let's suppose we create some files. Let's say I say touch. Let's make a picture file. Okay. Pic1.png. Let's suppose that was a picture. Now remember, there's nothing in that, but we created a picture. Let's create a PDF. So I'll say my PDF. Remember, these are nothing. And then .pdf. And that's a PDF. Oh, I didn't do that. So touch, and then we have my PDF. And then we have PDF. Okay? Okay. Cool. Now we have a picture, which has the ping file format. We have, let's say, pic2, and that should be a JPEG. So let me see. Touch. Pic2, JPEG. And the shelf files should be over there. So we're going to create this, place some files in your directory and run this script to see how it organizes them. So we're in the practice folder, remember. If I do ls, we get these files. We want to organize them, so we write a script for that. So for that, here's my organize files by extension. So I'll call a nano organize files by extension .sh. Okay. Okay, within this file, we're going to first of all have the pound exclamation mark bin, and then we have bash. Okay. This is going to tell the environment that we're using bash, born again shell, terminal program, which is used to communicate with the operating system and perform tasks. So we're going to make a directory. We're going to say p images documents others. Okay, this is the make directory command. Now for every file in the current directory, okay, do what? If the file, okay, is any kind of, so whenever put asterisk, that means any kind of name, right? So any kind of JPEG, if there's any kind of JPEG, or if the file is any kind of ping, okay, and then we have this. I wish I had word wrap feature on this. I don't know. Edit, paste properties, edit, minimize, move properties. Oops. Okay. Medium. Let's make the text medium, or yeah, medium. Font. I don't know. Just make it larger. And layout. Oh yeah, we could have just made the color a little light green. Oh no, that's the background. Screen text. Pop-up text. Screen text. Screen background. Opacity. I was thinking of font color. Layout. Colors. Screen text. I think it's this one. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Press OK. Okay, we're gonna do that a little later, but I was thinking it was gonna add the word wrap feature. Layout. Anyways, I think it's just leave it. This is basically PowerShell options. Okay. So we have, if it's a file which is a ping, then what we're going to be doing is, okay, so we're going to move the file, say dollar file, and we're going to put that in images. Okay. Now, elif, what we say, if the file is a text file, and remember, we have to be very careful because it's error prone if we type anything wrong. Make sure everything what you're typing is correct. Now, if the file is a text file, or if the file is like a PDF, so all.pdf, okay, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to move the file. Okay, we're going to move the file. So I'm just going to have this mv move file. I would say dollar file into documents. Okay, 1 minute. I made a mistake here. It's called, the file should be within images folder, like that. We just put a / and it makes a folder. Documents, and then we have else, and then we say move the file. So we say dollar file. I would say others, and we have fee, and then we have done. Okay, so when we do fee, that means the end of the conditional, and when we do done, that means the end of the for loops. I feel, for some reason, I feel like there's going to be some kind of syntax issue, but let's see. Control X, yes, enter. Let's run this. So first of all, let's make the mod. Change mode to an executable. The name of the file was called, and the file you named so long, organize files by extension .sh. Cannot find access organized files by extension. No such file. So let's see. It's called organized files by extension .sh. Then what did I do? Files by extension. Okay, I made the capital. What I did was, if I go here, just have to make O capital, and now it's there. Run it using /. And we have organize, and you go to present tab. Sorry, and what happened here is cannot move file 1, cannot move file 2, cannot move file 2. Okay, it cannot move any of this. File 1 cannot move greeting.txt, cannot move other, or it couldn't move any of those because I guess they didn't have any appropriate positions. But if I do ls, it created others folder, okay, and it added the scripts over there. But the file 1, file 2, my PDF, pick 1 and pick 2. I think because the contents were empty, that's why they couldn't be moved. But other than that, the script works successfully, because if I go to others and then, you know, basically if I say ls, I want to go within others. I don't know if this works, but let's see. Yep, it does. So when I say I want to check the contents within the others folder, it would show me that these basically contain scripts. Okay, then there's like a documents folder for some reason, and the images folder within it. Okay, so within, I'll say ls, we're still there, so we say others, and then within the images folder we want to see what's inside, so we say images, and then there's nothing. So yeah, this was the script. You know, you could basically go nano and then we have organize, tab, organize. 1 minute. Let me first of all ls. Okay, I cannot find that script anymore. That's why it's not working. So I have to go to cd others, and now over here if I say ls, now to find it, so I say nano, and in here what we could do is we could actually now, yes, I guess it was all correct, but I'm just pasting it according to what was provided. Okay, you just put the mouse and it just pastes it. You press Control X and yes and enter. And within others, so if I do ls right here, we mostly have scripts. I want to remove rm images or rmdir images folder. rmdir, I want to remove documents folder. ls now, and run the script. So / organize, cannot move others to a subdirectory of itself. Others. Okay. Can I move organize so yeah, that was that. I mean, there's obviously there was some kind of issue. We're in the others folder, and then there's an others folder. Wow. ls, or just go within it, bro. Others, ls. We have some shells, and again we have images, ls, images. I'm not gonna have anything, honestly. Clear. So we're in others, cdd. Now if I just say ls, we see we're basically here, back in the main folder. Use bash to automate daily tasks. Backup file scripts. Create a script that creates a backup of a directory. Okay, it creates a backup of a directory. So what we could do is we could say nano backup script. Okay. Underscore script dot sh, paste in this. So it says we're going to use the bash born again shell program to communicate with our operating system. Source directory is path to source, backup directory path to backup, cp -r copy source directory, and then backup directory. Okay, and then we have echo backup of source directory completed at backup. So this is just getting a backup of everything, the files, the contents, and it's copying it using cp. I think cp is the copy command, so let me just make sure. What does cp mean? So cp means a command line utility that copies and command line in cp. Command in Linux is a command line utility that copies files and directories from one location to another. Syntax of the cp command is cp source file destination file copy. cp file 1 file 2 is the command which makes a copy of file 1 in the current directory directory and calls it file 2. Okay, cp, and then we had, what is it, -r. Okay, now -r meaning in Linux. So yeah, it's basically copy cp file 1 file 2 in the command which makes a copy of file 1 in the current directory working directory and calls in file 2, which are which are going to do now. So it takes a file stored in an open source area of the file system and use the cp command to copy it in a another directory, Unix stuff directory. Okay, so let's go back here, and that's basically it. You can just Control X and save this buffer. Thing is that we don't have like any I'll say, look over here we have this directory, okay? So I could just copy this directory, go back to nano backup. So I'll say over here we could just paste in, how command or key to paste in nano. So Control U to paste in nano, you can press Control U after moving to the line where you want to paste. Okay, so you could paste using Control U. Backup directory, you could create a backup directory. So suppose Control U. Okay, I can't do that. Cut buffer is empty. Okay. So what we're gonna say is home hires, and we'll say whatever in the backup, we'll just create a backup folder right here. Okay, and I guess we're done. Control X, save, execute, backup. / backup. Okay, created a backup, it says. Okay, so let's just see how it works. So if I do pwd, we're in this, we do ls. Okay, now if I go back one step, and I now do ls, we have a backup folder. And I go into the backup folder. Now if I do ls, we have all the things. So that just created a backup super quickly. I love this script. So that's awesome. Let's go back here to our practice folder. So I'll just go to cd practice. Okay, ls. Sorry. Advanced bash scripts, functions in bash. Okay, what is this? Oh yeah, this is a function. So it could be called over and over. First of all, you pass in world. So it put, that, and I think command line arguments. Okay, cool. So we have world Linux command line arguments. So we have over here script name 01, script argument. Okay, I think I'm understanding what's happening here. Okay, these are called command line arguments, and this $1 is, I think, this first position. So script name, and then we have $1, $0, $1, and $2. Create a script that takes arguments alice25 and prints a greeting using those inputs. Okay, I guess let's do this last thing. So I'd say touch. I'll say function script .bs. Okay, .sh. Sorry. Why did I do that? See, you're not supposed to be using touch command. Just simple. The simple nano would create that file for you. Script .sh. Paste in this. I said the Control U, but it has cut buffer is empty. So I'll paste this. Greet word, greet Control X. Yes. Okay. Command line arguments. So we're not gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna run it and see how it works. So yeah, it's not executable. So I think function dot function underscore script dot sh wouldn't work. Permission denied. So we have to change it to change mode of executable. Function underscore script dot sh. After that, we could type in / function underscore script .sh. Okay, so the thing what happened is that we call the function and this $1 is like a placeholder. So once it was called with this, and then the second time it was called with Linux. Now first name, second name, and then create a script that takes arguments. Okay. Script sh, and we have Alice 25 and prints a greeting using those inputs. Okay, so let's just do this quickly. So let's say nano, let's say cmd script, okay, command line argument, whatever, .sh, push in this, okay, script name, $1, $2, $1, $2, and $3. I could create a function here, like this one. So let's just add this on the top. And then we'll create a greet function. Okay. And then we'll have echo. And we'll say hello. Okay. And then whatever the name is, so you could put in the dollar. I would say 1. It doesn't really matter. So let's just say 0. Okay. $0. I'll change this to 1, and this to 2. Oh, okay, I understand. Leave it as it is. That's the script name. I understand now. Control X. So it says create a script that takes arguments and prints greeting using those inputs. Oh, I understand. So I understand. First argument is that, so I would say that Alice, and then second argument will be the age. So I'll say you are years old. Okay. So let's cross this out and make it executable using executable. Okay, and now we can run it. Okay, that command script .sh. First argument is going to be the name 0. The 0 placeholder is the name, script name. The second argument would be the name, whatever argument you pass in. First argument is going to be the placeholder 1, and the second argument would be placeholder 2. So that would be the age. Let's say that. Okay, so it says script name is this one, right? First argument is Alice. Second argument is 24. Now the thing is, we didn't run that. What happened is that the function didn't, the greeting message didn't work. So if I go to the same command script, and I feel like I didn't invoke the function. So you're supposed to be invoking that function. So instead, what I would do is I would go here, and I would just invoke it one time. Okay, and then I would cross it out. I would go yes, and then I would essentially do the same like last time. And now you could see we have a syntax error. Unexpected end of file in line 12. So let's go back again. Okay, so we're not supposed to put this. Okay, we're supposed to write like that, I guess so. Not supposed to like that. X, yes, and there you go. 24 hello. Okay, now the thing is, it's not reading it, the arguments. So I guess the reason behind that is essentially $2. Maybe they are written over here, and that's why. Let's go back to sorry, I control X means cross it out. Let's go back to nano. And now run. Okay, it's not detecting it. So I go back to nano. It worked over there. So okay, control X. Okay, now it works. Which yeah, I feel like this is one exact argument, and with the space it's one argument, so you're supposed to be typing it like this, and then you would have the second argument, which is like that. So if I clear this and now run it, okay, it gave now two statements. So what we're gonna do is we'll say what's the solution for this. That takes two arguments and prints a greeting message. So what happens is that, oh, okay. They assign arguments to variables. So we have name and age. Print greeting. Okay, echo name and age. So, okay. Then if it's like this, and then you have echo name and age. Okay. So let's just exit this. I mean, what we'll do is, and control X, and then run it. Sorry. Okay, now you can see over here we have that, but one other thing. Yeah. So if I remove Alice and just write in the, okay, it says usage. Okay. So you want to put in name, because I'm not passing that in. Assign arguments to variables, and then that's why it's doing that. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. I guess that's pretty much it. Now, additional resources and practice. Practice online using Linux Journey. This is one recommended website to master Linux foundations. Learn the ways of Linux FU for free. Okay. And then you have text, FU, text, all this cool packages. One recommended website to learn Linux. Over the Wire Bandit game-based learning for Linux commands. Code Wars for Bash challenges. Practice exercises, directory report. Write a script that reports the number of files and directories within a given path. Okay, it just gives the number of files and directories. File search scripts, create a script that searches for files within with a specific extension in a directory and prints their paths. Okay. Now, by following these steps and working on exercises, you'll develop a solid foundation in Linux and Bash scripting. Let me know if you'd like to learn more specific explanation. I also need to understand the grep command. Now, grep command is incredibly useful in Linux for searching for text within files. It searches for a specified pattern and outputs any lines in a file or files that contain that pattern. This is a guide to understand and use grep, including some practical examples and exercises. Now, basic syntax is grep, and then we have options, pattern, file. Pattern, the text or regular expression you're searching for. File, the file or files you want to search within. So basic usage of grep, single pattern search. So suppose if I, let me clear this place out. Okay, now if I go ls, you'll see that there's greeting.txt. Remember, we could use cat to view the contents. Greeting.txt. What does greeting contain? Hello world. Now, the thing is, if I say grep, which is just a search, and then search text, so I'd say hello. Okay, he. Within which one? Greeting.txt. Now, what does it return? It showed in red where it was placed. This command searches for search underscore text and file name and prints lines that contains it. Okay. So I'll just say, what does grep mean? Now, if you look over here, global regular expression print. Global regular expression print. Grep, short for global regular expression print, is a command used for searching and matching text patterns and files contained in the regular expressions. Now, we have case insensitive search. Sometimes it's case sensitive. When you want to do case insensitive, you would say grep -I, which is insensitive, and then we have, remember, he. Okay, and then this will give you the capital HE. So let's say greeting.txt, and again, no such file because I think I essentially wrote a G, 2 G's or something. Yeah. So now if I, what is happening here? So let me do that again. So grep. Okay, grep case insensitive in yeah, there's 2 G's over here. You can see over here. Okay, so if I say grep -I and so grep basically means global regular expression print. So global regular expression print in case insensitive, I'll say HE within the greeting.txt. It finally gave that file. The I option ignores case, so it will match both search underscore text, search underscores, and other case variations. Search in multiple files, you could do like this. So again, grep, and then we have the text, and then you can search in more than one file. This command will search for text, search on both this and display results from each. Using grep with regular expressions, search lines and start with a pattern. Search lines that start with a pattern. So it's a grep pattern, and then search the exponent symbol anchors the pattern to the start of each line. For example, will match any line starting with hello. So anchors the pattern to the start of each line. So if any line starts with hello, we'll return it. Match lines with end of pattern. So if I put $, at the end, the $ symbol anchors the pattern to the end of each line. For instance, if grep end $, will match lines ending with end. So basically whatever ends with end or whatever ends with pattern, it will return it, right? Match pattern with wildcard, so it's a grep b.g file name.txt. Here the dot character matches any single character, so b.g will match bag, big, bug, okay, whatever. It just it's a single useful options. Display line numbers, so -n. This option shows line number alongside each match line, which is helpful for locating matches in large files. So remember when we were like grep he, if I say grep -n flag, which is line number, it just tells me that was in the first line. Now if I say count matches, so this is another count C flag, count the number of matching lines display instead of displaying them. So it just says like there was a one match in that file. Invert match exclude pattern. Okay. Do not match the pattern, which is used for excluding certain files from output. So sometimes you don't want that. So excluding -v. There's so many cool options. grep is a very powerful global regular expression print. Is a print used for searching and matching text patterns in file contained in the regular expressions. Try using grep with other Linux commands like cat, head, tail, and sort for more complex filtering, and regular expressions explore advanced regex with grep-e for extended regex. Okay? And that's pretty much it with this live stream. Hope this was pretty insightful for everyone. And stay tuned for the next.